Hi everybody and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole and it's by user OKReward1490. Am I the a-hole for refusing to sleep on the couch? I, 22 male, told my girlfriend, 20 female, that I was going to the bar with my friend and his girlfriend, 21 female, to celebrate her birthday. I was leaving at 7 p.m. and said I would be gone for most 2 hours. I offered to grab my girlfriend fast food for a late dinner. She was okay with this plan. I even texted her a few times while I was there. I also only had one drink and one test tube shot. I paid for the 3 shots to celebrate her 21st birthday. My buddy paid for my drink since he lost a bet on the way to the bar. I got home and my girlfriend is in bed watching TikToks. I hand her the food bag. Since it was a late dinner, I didn't mind if she wanted to eat in bed. She gets up, so I assume she is going to eat at the table. But she tossed the food in the bin, telling me she already ate. Okay, that's fine, but we could have put the food in the fridge. I would have eaten it for breakfast. I mentioned this to her. She starts going in on me about how I'm a crappy person for enjoying a drink with some floozy, friend's girlfriend. She saw the photo of us online, a photo of the 3 of us. I texted her throughout the night and even said my friend brought his girlfriend since it was her birthday. She didn't answer back. She was so mad that she told me to sleep on the couch, that I was drunk and she feared for her safety. I wasn't drunk and I wasn't going to harm her. I refused to move. I paid for this bed. She grabbed the blankets off me and threw my pillow across the room, knocking over my desk lamp. I told her to stop being such a bitch and to just sleep, that we could talk about it in the morning. She got defensive and left. I did not try to stop her or even text or call. I guess she went to her parents' house. Her friends are telling me that I am the a-hole. My friend and his girlfriend are telling me to break up with her, that I don't need that toxicity in my life. Am I the a-hole? No, OP, you're not the a-hole, and your friend and his girlfriend are absolutely right. I think the thing that did it for me was the fact that she just threw the food in the trash. Like, who does that, honestly? Some passive-aggressive way to say, I don't like you, so I'm throwing out perfectly good food in the trash? No, you don't do that. You have a problem? You talk it through like an adult, not some passive-aggressive tantrum like that. Jeez. Now, I get the impression that that is your flat. So if I'm right, what I would do is box her stuff up and tell her to come pick it up. We're done. And then I'd do some preemptive damage control. You mentioned that when she went off on you, she told you that you were drunk and she feared for her safety. So just be careful if she tries to spin some narrative around that topic. And what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's check out the community comments. Stormin Wolf says, not the a-hole. From a 42-year-old dude, do not let her back in the apartment and do not meet without witnesses and break up immediately. She basically threatened you by saying she fears for her safety by you. Popular Procedure 167 says, girlfriend thinks something happened, but instead of addressing it like a mature grown-up, she acted like a child. However, the bigger issue is that she reverted to the potential victim, fearing for her safety, getting violent. Not that she hit you, but the violence was still there. Count your blessings, dude, and move on. She is too immature right now, and perhaps will always be. And OP responds, that's actually interesting. I didn't recognize her behavior as being viewed as violent, but you are right. She did react in a way that was strictly out of anger that could have caused damage to my property. Bulbasaur Ranch says, holy crap, she's not worth it. There are too many partners who are reasonable people. You don't need to settle for her. None of her actions are acceptable. Also, very safe to ignore the opinions of her mindless girl gang. Imbeciles loyal to whatever BS she is feeding them about you. Not the a-hole. And Black Swan 589 says, this is the type of girl who will falsely accuse you of crap. This is the start of it. Notice how she weaponized her feelings of safety to force you out of your own bed. Leave this relationship as soon as possible. Get her out. Be careful how you do it, but do it fast. Additional information from OP's comments. We have been dating for about 2 years now. We are in the US and the legal drinking age is 21 plus. I also thought I was grabbing a drink with a friend and not his girlfriend. This was the first time I actually met his girlfriend. Had I known, I would have invited them over instead. That morning, I wake up to my buddy's texts about grabbing drinks. I replied, "Let me ask my girlfriend." I talked to my girlfriend that afternoon. She said it was cool. I text my buddy, we make a time 7 p.m. My buddy knows I don't like being out late. I get ready around 6:30 p.m. I'm at the bar. I text my girlfriend telling her where I am. This is normal for me to do. My buddy shows up. He lost the bet about beating me here. He buys me a drink. I text my girlfriend saying I'm having one drink, the rest is water or soda. His girlfriend calls him. He asked me if she could join, explained it's her birthday and her plans got cancelled. I say, okay. I text my girlfriend. My buddy's girlfriend is joining. It's her birthday, going to buy her a shot. They asked me to join them for the shot. I text my girlfriend saying I'm doing one shot, but I bought 3. We take a photo. I chatted with my buddy. His girlfriend spent maybe 20 to 30 minutes with us before chatting with strangers and singing. My buddy thought his girlfriend was going out with her friends. Then I text my girlfriend telling her I'm on my way home, that I'm grabbing food. I came home a little after 9 p.m. since I chose to grab food from her favorite place that isn't on the way home. Had she texted me back saying something, I would have gone home. I didn't think no reply meant she was mad. This has been the first time she has ignored my texts completely and the first time she threw something. I was asked to sleep on the couch once before. I forgot to get her flowers on Valentine's Day. I got her other stuff, so I didn't think flowers would matter. They matter a lot. I am kinda concerned about what she told her parents and friends, and many of you have mentioned how she got violent. I think I should talk to my mother and have an honest conversation about what she thinks about my girlfriend before I tell her what happened. Finally, that's the first time I actually called any woman a bitch. I was feeling angry too, which wasn't okay. I was uncomfortable with her calling someone she never met a floozy. I shouldn't have called her a bitch though. I do need to reflect on this relationship. The weird thing is, I didn't send her photos. His girlfriend posted the photo on her social media account. I didn't even share personal information about his girlfriend with my girlfriend. Alright, well, the community agrees that OP should run away as fast as he possibly can. So let's move on to a really short update to see how this story ends. I have been texting a few of her friends to clarify what was being said that made me an a-hole. My girlfriend told them I had hit her in a drunken rage. I feel sick by this. A few believe me, but because they are her friend, they have to be there for her. Thankfully, she doesn't have a key. Her friends that believe me are coming over to pack her belongings. I'm cutting all ties with her. I don't know. I guess all I can say is I wish her the best. Short, precise, and clear. Good for you, OP. Now all communication should be through text or email. And you mentioned something about talking to your mom. I don't know if she's a lawyer or not, but if she can help you out in any way, do have that conversation with her. So on that note, here's wishing you the best. Take care and thanks for sharing. Now let's move on to the next post that also has an update. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole, and it's by user ThrowArrayCookie. Am I the a-hole for giving my brother-in-law his favorite cookie when he was being rude? So this whole thing is a bit confusing, hence why I'm here for some advice. My 17 female oldest sister's 25 female husband, let's say SpongeBob, is well, one of those people who would call themselves as just brutally honest, but are actually kind of rude. I call them self-important jerks. My sister doesn't mind and many times has to act as a peacemaker whenever SpongeBob makes a snide remark that causes tension in the family. However, he went too far when my other sister, 23 female, told the family that her fiancé cheated on her with his co-worker, to which SpongeBob went, "I am so sorry, he is wrong to do that, but to be frank, you do look different from what you used to and maybe he lost attraction." Now, my sister is struggling with PCOS and has gained weight recently. She is obviously very self-conscious about it and hence started crying after hearing such remarks and left shortly after. My oldest sister, of course, tried to defuse the situation and told us that he meant no harm, and that's just the way he is. My parents were very angry and for a few months were low contact with my oldest sister, but eventually everyone forgave each other. I didn't like how again and again our family had tension because of it, so I came up with an idea. SpongeBob loves chocolate chip cookies that I make, so I made many small cookies, filled them in a jar that I secretly named the Prick Pacifier, and later, whenever he would say something rude, I would open the jar and give him a cookie, saying, "Here's your peace offering," smiley face. Every time that would happen, everyone would burst out laughing and he would shut up. It's been some time and he hasn't made any snide remarks, but yesterday, my sister texted me how SpongeBob feels disrespected. She says that they won't come for dinner if I don't stop giving him cookies. To that I replied, "Here, you need a cookie too? Don't be a prick, have a cookie." Smiley face cookie. She called me names and blocked me. My family finds it hilarious, but now I think I might have gone too far. Am I the a-hole? No, OP, I don't think you're the a-hole. I think that's just the right amount of passive aggressiveness, actually. And it's pretty sweet because he gets a cookie, right? If he's not coming to dinner anymore, I think the environment will just be more lighthearted. And if he does go, he needs to learn to develop a filter. Neuroplasticity is a thing, and he can train himself, I'm sure. So that's what I would tell your sister. You want me to stop giving SpongeBob cookies? Tell him to stop saying stupid things. And what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section. And now let's check out the community comments. Duxgarolo says, "Oh boy, I love this. You're fighting. That's just how he is. Blunt honesty with that's just how she is. Killing it with kindness." I've legit giggled at this because you are doing nothing wrong. And if brother-in-law is getting self-conscious about his behavior, then he needs to reflect and change. Not you. Absolutely. Easily. Not the a-hole, but totally hilarious. Pennykitty says, "Not the a-hole, except that SpongeBob did not deserve a tasty cookie. However, finding a way to use cookies to indicate disapproval is pretty funny. Kinda love it." Seriously, insulting him is pretty irrelevant given he is both insensitive to others and very touchy about how he himself is reacted to socially. As an autistic person, I understand being accidentally too blunt, but I try hard to accept that I can get my responses wrong and can be accidentally hurtful. It's my responsibility to learn from my mistakes as best I can. Not to get all butthurt when I drop a clanger and get called out. He needs to take a concrete pill and harden the F up, as my partner would say. And Elgern1 says, "What you're doing is called negative reinforcement and it's a well-known conditioning technique. Good on you for not stooping to his level, but calling out the behavior nonetheless. If your sister is so okay with his brutally honest behavior, that's fine. She's allowed to make that choice. And the rest of you are also allowed to make the choice to not be around someone so intentionally obnoxious. This is how boundaries work. You aren't making demands or creating rules. You're simply saying, we won't tolerate this behavior, not the a-hole." So the community agrees that OP is not the a-hole. Now let's move on to the update to see how this story ends. Okay, so I think for now this situation is sorted somehow, thanks to everyone who commented. Sweaty smiley face. Because for a moment I did think I went too far, lol. Okay, so after I got blocked, I told my mom about it and she said she would talk to my oldest sister and asked me to stay away from the matter for now, but reassured me everything would be fine. I don't know what exactly happened, but my sister, 23 female, told me later about it. Apparently, my oldest sister vented about the whole thing to our cousins. We all are very close. And from there, many people from our extended family also found out about the cookie story. They all formed a group chat that included my cousins, both my sisters, my mom, and my aunts. I wasn't included as the adults wanted to discuss the matter on their own. Well, they all basically shared their own experiences when SpongeBob was rude to them as well. Like when he said that one of our cousins' wedding was sort of tacky, or when he was criticizing my other cousin cause she didn't know how to cook so her husband does most of it. There were a lot more things which were being told and my oldest sister, let's call her Buttercup, Powerpuff Girls or The Princess Bride, let me know in the comments, had no idea of. They all found the cookie story hilarious too, and even said that they all will keep small cookie jars at their homes just in case. Well, I think Buttercup was sort of embarrassed because she said she will have a chat with SpongeBob, and later he came to the group chat and apologized. I don't know how genuine that was, but oh well. He even texted me and told me that even though he is still hurt, but understood where I was coming from, and I can now stop giving him cookies that way. I apologized too, out of respect, and offered him the cookie jar, but this time as an apology. He said he will accept the peace offering. Big smiley face. My sister unblocked me and said she was sorry for lashing out. I loved the idea that someone told me about the FU cupcakes, and my cousins and I decided that it's probably what we're gonna make if he acts brutally honest again. Because, oh well, who won't like a little cupcake? Laughing emojis. Well, OP, it sounds like SpongeBob got that he was being an overall jerk, and hopefully he will adjust his behavior. But if he doesn't, you've got the cupcakes. Thanks for sharing, OP, and take care. Now, let's finish this video with another post that also has an update. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole, and it's by user ThrowawayEast2795. Am I the a-hole for telling my girlfriend I'm not her safe space for her sex stories? My girlfriend has been telling me stories of her sexual past. One specific one was when she told me about this celebrity she hooked up with. She said it was effing insane and she can't believe she got to do that. I told her that I don't want to hear that kind of crap and that I don't like to picture her effing other guys. She told me that I should be her safe space when it comes to anything she talks about, and that I should be happy for her she did awesome things like effing that celebrity. I'll be honest, a show he is in has been ruined for me. She said that she will never cheat on me, and I should be grateful these experiences made her who she is today. I honestly walked away from that conversation, and I'm an inch away from dumping her. Seriously, is this a thing in relationships? Well, it might be that some people are comfortable having that sort of conversations. Personally, I don't like it. I don't need it. And I don't think I particularly need to be grateful for it. If you've asked her not to do this because it makes you uncomfortable, she should respect your boundary. If she refuses or tries to shame you for it, I'd walk that additional inch and just be over with it. And what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's check out the community comments. Numerous Fruit 7806 says, my partner and I don't share our past sexual experiences, and we decided early on that neither of us wanted to hear about it. So maybe that's one of those things that will make or break the relationship. Brian Zoe says, no, not the a-hole. Look, I'm all for folks' sexual history being irrelevant to your current partner, and that also means they should keep that stuff to themselves. Her safe space should be with her friends or therapist. And Divine Tarot says, quote, she told me that I should be her safe space when it comes to anything she talks about, and that I should be happy for her she did awesome things, like effing that celebrity, end quote. This is deeply manipulative. You're allowed to have your boundaries, even topics you don't want discussed with you, within reason while in a relationship. Hearing about her escapades in a "it was totally awesome, I effed like 20 dudes in a row once" sense is a pretty reasonable thing to not want to hear. Quote, I honestly walked away from that conversation and I'm an inch away from dumping her, end quote. Understandable, given she essentially tried to put a bow on her disregard of your feelings, not the a-hole. Alright, the community agrees that OP is not the a-hole, so now let's move on to the update to see how this story ends. I broke up with her, not much else to say to be honest. I feel so much better now, like a weight has lifted off me. She tried to take it back and said she was sorry for telling me all of this, but I told her it was too late. For your information, I have tried to talk to her about this multiple times and she just didn't listen. This was also a pretty new relationship, and honestly, I never saw it coming when we first started dating. Maybe I can go back to enjoying that show now that I don't get a play-by-play about how he was effing my girlfriend. Also, no, I'm never revealing who he is. Well, OP, I think you've done the right thing. If not, just for your mental health and also to enjoy that show. Maybe it was a good show, I guess we'll never know. Thanks for sharing, OP, and take care. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I assume that you like these stories that I'm reading out, so here are a couple more that you might enjoy. And if you don't have any time to watch another story right now, save it for later, and also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.